Hello viewers, this is LoreStream, and I'm Nate. If this is your first time viewing us, then welcome to the channel, and if you're returning to us today, then welcome back. I'm really glad to see you here again. Today we'll be counting down my top 5 things that Oblivion got right. Number 5. The Voices.
I was born 87 years ago. For 65 years I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor. But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams.
Now, we do know that some people don't like the voice actors in Oblivion, and it's easy to see why. Though, I think most people are talking about the voice acting for the more generic NPCs in the game, like the guards and the common populace of Cyrodiil. Actually though, if you really compare even the lower quality voice acting in Oblivion to some more modern games, we'll think you'll see that back in 2006 when they released Oblivion, that Bethesda was still outdoing some modern AAA titles when it comes to filling a game of quality voice acting. If you move on to some of the main characters in Oblivion, honestly, we at the channel just can't see you not having a hard time criticizing their voiceovers. I don't know about you, but I still get chills when I listen to the opening of Oblivion and hear the Emperor's monologue about his life. In reality, when it was released, Oblivion received widespread acclaim for hiring a cast of respected professional voice actors. Actors like Patrick Stewart and Cian Bean. Bean is in Game of Thrones, by the way. Yeah, that's why Brother Martin sounds so familiar. You no longer have to wonder. You're welcome. Number 4. The Plains of Oblivion.
I have seen the gates of Oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see.
Okay, we will admit that the Plains of Oblivion can get a little boring. After you've seen the Deadlands for a couple dozen hours, we can get how you might be aching to just grab that sigil stone and get out of there. Of course, you might just want to do that anyway. The Realms of Dagon sure can just be quite a creepy place. All that said, I want you to go back to when you first saw the Plains of Oblivion in the trailer for the game. Or, if you're part of the younger crowd, then think back to when you first walked through the gate at Kvatch. Just think of that feeling you got when the lone survivor of a group of guards ran up to you asking for help. It was something else. Yeah, we had been to other hellish realms in video games before, but the combination of Oblivion's story, its lore, and just the way that the Deadlands looked and were crafted, all combined to make the Plains of Oblivion just feel like something out of a fantasy novel. And isn't that what fantasy games are designed to do in the first place? Isn't that what the niche of fantasy is about? Games are supposed to satisfy that need to not only hear or to read a story, but to also be the story. For me at least, Oblivion satisfied my primal, and perhaps childish desire to be a shining knight and to hack and slash my way through a hellish wasteland. And I'll be good, at least until we get to see the Deadlands again. Wink wink, nudge nudge, Bethesda, if any of you happen to be watching this. And if you are, give us a like and subscribe. Okay, I'm done. Moving on.
In darkness, a doom sweeps the land.
Number 3. Combat. So we've covered audio and the design aspect of the game, but what about the mechanics behind it? No game can easily be great if the controls behind it aren't also great. Okay, we'll be honest, Oblivion isn't Mount and Blade when it comes to its combat design, but it's not bad either. Swords, axes, hammers, shields, even magic. You could find worse combat systems in a video game. It wouldn't be hard to actually. Not at all. Yes, Oblivion was simple in its combat system, but it was also complicated enough that you could incorporate strategy and style into your playthrough. Combat also didn't have much of a learning curve. You could easily learn everything you needed to know about fighting in the tutorial dungeon. A bad combat system could have easily ruined Oblivion and made all the other points on this list meaningless, because no matter how good a game's story is, if it's not fun to play it, then most people won't do so. Oblivion obviously was a huge success, and didn't have that problem, and honestly, that's all it really takes to make us happy. Could it have been better? Perhaps. Was combat fun anyway? For me and many others it was, and it lets you experience the amazing story of the game. I think that's all it really needed to do. Number 2. The DLC.
Well, look who's here.
We're not talking about horse armor here. If you ask anyone who has played all the downloadable content that's available for Oblivion, and ask them what their favorite part of the game is, you're likely to hear a good many gamers say that it was the Shivering Isles. Oblivion gave us a lot for our money, and that's just in the base game, with some sources giving an estimated 200 hours of possible play in the game altogether. But Bethesda really didn't stop giving us value for our buck after the initial release of their game. On March 20, 2006, Bethesda released Oblivion. Exactly 8 months and 1 day later, they released the game's first major DLC. The Knights of the Nine introduced us to a new guild, and easily another 8 to 10 hours of play. Knights of the Nine had perplexing puzzles, and a theological lore aspect that even the main quest didn't have. The first DLC of Oblivion is easily one of my favorite DLC in any game period. But Knights of the Nine was hardly Bethesda's last touch on Oblivion. It wasn't at all. On March 26, 2007, they released the game's second major DLC. That DLC was the Shivering Isles. In the DLC, you go to another world that's not Nirn. It's another plane of Oblivion, actually, other than the Deadlands. You meet a Daedric prince, face to face, and one who's actually not trying to kill you. At least most of the time. The main NPC, Sheogorath, has a funny way of expressing friendship. That said, he's also one of the most interesting and amusing characters in any video game, and even in any form of fantasy media, at least by our standards. Speaking of standards, a lot of gamers hold any DLC that they buy by the standards that Bethesda set with the ones they released back in 2006 and 2007, and it's not hard to see why when you actually play them. If you haven't played any of the DLCs for Oblivion, you really should. You probably won't regret it. Number 1. The World.
This is the 27th of Last Seed.
How could we not put the world of the Elder Scrolls on the list? 5 continents and books, all full of lore. And a lot of those books are actually in the game. And there are published novels set in the Elder Scrolls universe as well. Oblivion is just as packed as its heir Skyrim is, though perhaps not so much as Morrowind was, but it still feels like a living and breathing world. It's fantasy, it's a fantasy world, but it's a world that feels like it could exist. Magic is there, but it has rules. Gods exist, but they're kept in check by their counterparts and the universe itself. We can travel from world to world, plane of existence to plane of existence. The Elder Scrolls games take us through multiple different time periods and realities and dimensions. Each one is filled with its own secrets, each one with its own adventure. This is why the Elder Scrolls is what it is. It's a fantasy epic set to a single player experience, and it's an experience that's worth experiencing at least once, at least one time. Hey guys, this is Nate. I'm the creator of LoreStream Productions, and the writer, narrator, and the editor of the video that you just watched. This one took a few hours to make. Actually, it takes me around 2 to make a video, 1 to edit and write the script, and another just to polish everything up. This is my hobby and I love doing it, because I love the worlds and the stories that I comment on, and I really love entertaining all of you guys. There's more videos on the channel like this, if you'd like to check them out. It's a new channel, but there will probably be even more there by the time you see this. If you could drop a like, a comment, or even a subscription if you're feeling generous, that would just mean the world to me. I just hope you enjoyed this video and the others that you'll be getting soon. This has been Nate from LoreStream, hoping you have a great week. Thanks for watching.